Hey everyone, welcome back to Farming Simulator 25, where we're continuing our playthrough on the Kinlaig map for the Highlands fishing. Between videos, I managed to scrape out all this silage and get it into our TMR production. I have also... what else did I do? Well, let's just look at this shop while we're here. No. Okay, so we have our wheat planted. It is growing. I have limed, I think, all of these fields. Lime, oh God, I don't remember why I turned lime off. Jesus, we use so much lime, it's ridiculous. It does state that it needs rolling. Now, I don't generally do rolling. Well, I mean, I have done it in the past. I didn't think it added a great deal yield. It's like 5% or something. I mean, we could do it. I don't know what the grass... Yeah, the grass is still complaining about lime. I can't do anything about that unless I bloody rip it up and do it again. So there's nothing growing here. It has been fertilized once. So, I mean, we could roll. Should we roll? Should we do everything to perfection? I mean, it means I have to buy a roller. Where are they? Here they are. Oh, geez, I didn't realize that was so expensive. Yikes. We could lease it. That is a mega roller. 24.3 meters. 27. That's even bigger. Even though it's not called mega. 12.3. I mean, I think that's all we're going to be able to handle. What's the difference? Crossboard. I do not know what that does. I guess we'll leave it off. Okay, well, we're going to have to finance it. And we're going to have to go pick it up from the shop. All right, which... tractor, this one. Yeah, so, well, we'll take this off. So I think we'll do the rolling, and then we're very close. Well, what we'll do is we'll actually feed our cows, because we should have some TMR made. And then we probably should sleep, because I think we're pretty much done for this month, this day. We're at, what, 2:30 p.m. September. I don't think anything else happens in September. Sorry, I'm just looking at my map. No, we planted the only crop we could. Not the only crop we could, but the crop that we could, that we want to plant, which is wheat. Now, there was other crops that we could have planted. I know it's a bit of a waste to wait and have the fields empty, but the problem is, if I want to plant a particular crop, you can't go and put another crop in that's going to take a year and then be able to do the other crop, because you're just going to end up next year with the same problem, because you'll have missed the planting season for that other crop. The only way for us to line it up is to actually have fields empty at this point. I mean, yeah, you could do it further down the track, but I'm just saying. I'm going to do it now, suffer the pain now. Once we pick the crops, then if we continue with those crops, we won't have the problem. Now, there were some other games that we'd played where it was like common practice to sort of like, and mentioned improvements that you should cycle different crops through different fields and stuff like that. But I don't know, I found it pretty hard to do in this game, other than, say, doing grass in between seasons. It's pretty hard to do in this game because most of the crops that we pick are sort of yearly. They take a year to grow and be ready to harvest. So it's like, well, other than a few crops that sort of end early and I have then replaced it with grass for periods of time. You know, I've done that before, but that's about the only time I've done it. Alrighty, let's get this unfolded. Now what's this going to look like? Yeah, so the worker did manage to finish planting it, and then I've come and fertilized it, limed it, then fertilized it. All the good stuff. Do I have to lower this? Is it just automatically doing it? Yeah, looks like it. Hopefully that's not destroying my crop, because it kind of looks like it is. I don't know when you're supposed to roll. I mean, it just says needs rolling. I can't remember the order. I mean, I'm probably doing it all in the wrong order, but I don't think the game really cares. I mean, it probably should. But I think it gives you some leniency. So, what were we... I think we were at like 72%. Yeah. So, in theory, that's going to jump up when we do the second fertilise. But I'd also like to see what it says after we've done the rolling. Now, I know rolling's not the quickest thing. Thing is, the other fields don't say they need rolling until we've planted them. They did say they needed lime before, which is fine because that makes sense, you know. You put lime down, it gets absorbed and mixed into the soil, which gives you your whatever the lime is giving you. Why is the... Okay, I am not sure why that stopped. The GPS stopped tracking then. Yeah, it puts the nutrients or the nitrates, phosphorus, whatever it is that lime gives you, I can't remember, into the soil as you mix it in. That makes sense. I can't remember what rolling does, because it clearly wants us to do it after the crop is planted, so I don't know if it... I would have to look it up to understand what rolling does. Anyway, let's get this done. Quick time lapse. We'll come back and yeah, continue on. Alright, all done. Let's fold this up. It doesn't want me to move while it's folding. Because it hasn't quite got its wheels down. Well, it has wheels, but not in the right place. Alright, let's have a look. I just want to see. So, if we look at that, doesn't need rolling anymore. Doesn't need a lime. Needs a second fertilize, but otherwise... It is now saying 75%, so we added 3%. Now, I don't know if that... what's the word? I don't know. It's 3% now, but it adds more percent when we do a second fertilize. Not... Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to say whether there's more than just 3% for the rolling, as in there's also another component that's added for having it rolled at the next stage of growing or fertilized, or if it literally is just that, adding 3%. I don't know. 3% could be a lot of product, so, you know, didn't take that long. I mean, the roller's not cheap, but... And I'm still a lazy person who doesn't want to put things away. So I just leave them in random places because I can. Okay, let's finally go and feed our cows. So unlike milk in dairy cows, the food is not as essential for your production of milk, but we obviously, it does improve their sale price. What I might do, just quickly... Oh, I was going to turn it off. It doesn't have hay anyway, so... But we'll still turn it off, because otherwise it costs us money. Now, there is a water tank in the way, which is a little bit annoying, but maybe we can... feed from the back? Well... It's probably set to do that anyway. Hang on. Here we go, as I struggle reversing yet again. What is it set to? It is set to tip back. So, does it... Oh, there it is. How much will it take? Not all of it. Now we could leave this here just to keep auto topping up for a little while until we need it, especially now that the TMR's off. The main reason I wanted it off was because if I want to dump this TMR back in, I didn't want it to fill up producing more TMR, but the fact that it's run out of hay anyway, hasn't run out of silage, but it's hasn't got a great quantity. We've got tons of straw. Now, we could add more straw to it, but I don't really see the point. We've already got the straw dumped. It's not worth the effort. I have set this to distributing. I think there's a couple of pallets over there. We'll pick them up one day. We're not in a rush because this is full anyway. But it actually, if it works, it saves us driving over just to pick up these fish and then boating them out to the thing. So we'll just boat out to pick up the finished product. We won't be boating out that. You know, we did it once. It might be a bit kind of cheap to done it that way. But the game lets you. It's not breaking the rules. It's not like me adding a mod or cheating or anything like that. So, okay, let's have a look at what we're going to do. We possibly will need to weed. Sorry, I just write things down to keep track of. One thing this is more of an interesting thing, not really a, it's just a unique thing. I noticed while editing videos when I was using the truck, there'd be light in my glasses that would just blow out. And it's because of the, if we go to the truck, it's because of the white roof. I mean, it could be doing it right now. You know, you'll probably see it here. It's the reflection off the white roof of the truck. So I took it down to the shop, or the workshop, whatever it's called, to change the color. And I did change the color, but all it changed was that little panel at the front there, and maybe some stripes. I can't remember. There is no option whatsoever that changes the color of the roof of this trailer. It is just white, and it's going to be annoying because, as I said, a massive reflection happens in my glasses. If I do it from cab, then it wouldn't be a problem. Obviously, it makes it harder for me to drive personally. But, somebody didn't clean their boots when they got into the truck. You disgusting. Come on, guys. Clean your boots when you're getting in. Oh, I did it too. Anyway, there's just a little weird, unique thing, you know, having glasses on and the screen bright reflecting into my eyeballs, all that sort of stuff. Okay, so I think we are ready to just basically sleep out this month. Where are we near the house? All right, let's take the old little run around. That's what it's here for, even though we're pretty much here. I want to use this more, but it really worked on the forestry one because we only had like 2 spots. We just worked between the bottom part, which is the forest, and the top part, which was the house, so it was good to drive up and down. This one, we're all over the place. We're out on boats. We're everywhere. So I'm finding that I'm not driving it as much, but I'm going to keep it. I'm going to drive it as much as I can. But it's not always gonna happen. Alright. Let's have a nice snooze in our bed. I guess we'll leave it at 8. I need to get things under control because I want to get through. I have a tendency to go really slow. And, you know, I have it set to 1 times because I do so many things in... we have so many things to do in a day, and I don't want to screw things up and not get the work done and whatever else. But I want to get to a point where we're actually pretty stable and we can zip through the month a bit more quicker. So we're getting a lot of stuff done. I don't want to hang around too much because that just makes everything go so much longer. Yeah, the wool doesn't come out too quick. I mean, we still have a lot of babies. We don't have many big sheep. So, we'll get to a point where wool will come out a lot more frequently once they start breeding, all the young ones grow up, all that sort of stuff. Alright, how are we looking? Let's have a look at it. See, if we look at our sheep, we've only got 4 that are over 10 months. We've got 3 at 5 months and 5 at 2 months. We really don't have much in the way of sheep for wool. So we'll get there. We'll get there. And I mean, even the cows, like these ones here, 20 months. We obviously want to get them to reproduce, but I've got to work out what the top value is because I'm not sure what it is. But their health is now 100% because they got the TMR. TMR's full. We could top up the water. Yeah, but even then, we still don't have many. Not compared to what we could have. Okay, so that's still... No? Did I miss? What? Oh, I did miss. Sorry, the shadow threw me off. Alright, that's done. Oh, it definitely got some weeds over there. That's what I was thinking was going to happen. Yes. The joys of weeds. Alright, let's have a look. October. Planting. We've nothing. Sorry, I gotta look at my list. My plans were sunflowers and soybeans. Sunflowers and soybeans. Yeah, we're looking at April, March and April. All right. So, it's growing, but it is definitely covered in weeds. And if we turn that off, we need our second fertilizer state. So we need to do something about weeds. Now, I like to pull them out. I think it looks neater. We could spray, but I'd have to buy a sprayer for a start. We don't actually have either, do we? We don't have a weed puller or a weed sprayer. So we won't be planting anything. So I'm just trying to think what we're going to be doing now. Again, what do we have? We have wheat, which we won't sell. Barley, no. That's pretty much all we have, other than... It's a long list. Wool at its lowest. Fish, trout, and salmon. Not good either. So we're not even going to go and look at them. What we will do is look at this. Okay, so still got some fish food. So we're not desperate to fill that up. And that is still full anyway, so not going to rush to that. We've still got wood coming out of there. That is good. All right, so we need a weeder, and then we need to go and look at, which should we do first? Let's go and have a look at these. So what we want to look at is two things. Castle. Okay, so we've got enough long planks. We need 2 pallets. We have to assume 2 pallets because of that problem where it rips us off 1,000. Sorry, 1 litre. So we need 2 pallets of wood beams. I was going to say I don't see any difference, but here we are. So the wood's just for scaffolding, is it? I guess it would be because it's all going to be made out of brick. Yeah, I thought there might have been some wood internals, but yeah, there's definitely things happening. Okay, so we need some wood beams up there, and then our windmill. We need castle stones. Already? Our next step is castle stones already. 8,000. Ah, shit. Okay, we need to think about that. Because this is basically stopped. I don't think I want to buy... What am I doing? Oh, we need to get petrol too. I haven't bought a petrol... I have not bought a petrol tank for home. Where can we get... I say petrol, it's diesel. You see, that's the closest place to get diesel? Alright, I think we're going to have to put a tank on our... We definitely need a tank on the farm. I can't drive... I'm not going to drive all these machines over that far to get petrol. Diesel. I will say diesel one day. Now, if we do want money, we can do contracts. I'll see how we go. That might be some stuff if I'm bored and I want a bit of extra gameplay in this. I can do between videos. I could do some contracts, whether that's using our own equipment or borrowing equipment. You know, because I'm sure there's some fields here that we could weed, hoe, whatever. Now, I haven't bought anything yet, so... Ooh, what's that? It's a plough. Oh, look. Could have bought a bloody truck. Yeah, okay. Okay, where's the weeders? Where do they hide them? Weeders. Okay, so this is the one I generally get, which I like. I mean, I'd love to do something different, but... Man, if it works... It's only 6 meters. I don't want that. That's 12.4 meters. That's 12 meters. What's the difference? Hoes pull out small and medium grown weeds between crops, improving in... They can be used in the first growing stage. Weeders pull out small grown weeds. That doesn't say medium. It can only be used in the first growing stages. You can seed with that one? Okay, this one's a small grown. See, that's small again. Small. Small. That's small and medium. That's 12 meters. Yeah, but that's... This one's 25 kilometers an hour, 12.4 meters. It's 160 horsepower. This requires 250 horsepower. It's 12 meters, only goes 14 kilometers per hour. What is the benefit of that? And it's 95,000 compared to 36,000. Yeah, we're going to buy this one because, well, sorry, we're going to finance. Because it works and there ain't nothing better. Look, I'm really open to doing different machines. Mixing it up and not using the same stuff all the time, but if there isn't a better product, I'm not doing it. You know, I'm not going to buy things that just don't make sense to me. Now, there's probably a reason that is the price that it is, but I'm not sure what it is. Yeah, but like I said, there's plenty of fields out here that probably need weeding, so I could do weeding contracts between videos. But this is where it gets complicated too, because I also don't want to have to stay in this month unnecessarily to allow me to do contracts between videos. Especially because I usually record 2 videos back to back, right? So if I said I was going to do some weeding between videos, that doesn't mean between this video and the next one. That means after the next one, because I do 2 videos back to back. So there is no in between. So what that means is if I said, well, I'm going to wait and do some weeding contracts, so we need to hold off and not jump months, then that holds me up in the videos. So we don't want that either. So we're just going to have to do what makes sense. And if it doesn't make sense, well, I'm not going to do it. Are you... Oh, hang on, I haven't lowered it. It's alright. I just panicked thinking, oh no, what? It's not working? You have to lower it first. You can't pull anything out while it's floating in the air. See, this is what I like. I mean, there's 2 reasons I like this one, and I've said it before in other videos, but I'll say it again if you've never seen it. If 2 things. If I spray, all of these weeds stay there looking dead. I mean, I don't know if there's an example around. You'd have to see one. The other reason I like it, but with this, it pulls it out. It makes it nice and neat. The other reason is because I get this. So this is showing weeds. If I turn that off, it's like that. But now I'm showing weeds. As I pull them out, they go away. Now, if you spray, what you get is this, brown. So if I turn weeds off, turn it back off, it's brown. If you spray, that's what you want. But then you're always looking at your fields brown. I like this because it just gets rid of the weeds. I can leave the weed setting turned on and they're just gone. It's just nice. I don't have to see the brown. Yeah, I know I can turn the weed thing off once I've killed them with spray and go, well, you won't see it. But I'll still see the dead weeds in my field, which I don't think looks as nice. Doesn't have any negative impact to your yields or anything like that, but I just like the look of the fields all nicely pulled out, and it's pretty fast. Like the sprayer, yeah, the sprayer's a lot bigger, could be a lot faster, or a bit faster, but it's pretty fast. And I've also found that it works for both weeding, not always, as long as the weeds haven't grown too much. It will work for both weeding and hoeing contracts. I think I've bought this one every time I've played where I've had field work to do. It's just brilliant. I don't know. I like it. I've found nothing better. I'll just quickly get this done. It's pretty fast, so I won't bother going into a time lapse. But I will stop talking. Right, there we go. Beautiful. Looks good. Just fold this up. Alright, so we just need a second fertilizer. And it's then done. Ready to wait for the next harvest, I guess. Now this thing, we could put it in there. We did have a seeder there. Hang on. Sorry. I was pushing the wrong trigger. Let's put it in here. It's a good little shed for small, easy to park items, I guess. Okay, now another thing. Let me think about this. Where would we put... Where'd be a good spot to put a tank? Could we put it here? Would there be enough room if we put it here? I just don't want to block our access to anything, but that looks... I don't know. Could put it there. Depends how big the tanks are. What do they come under? Containers, there we go. Yeah, the small one's usually pretty good. It doesn't like... I can go free mode and tell it to shut up. Stop whinging. Well, I want to make sure the trigger's easy to get to as well. I think the small one's enough, isn't it? Oh, I don't like the placement of that one, so yeah. Definitely. Okay, let's get out. We need to fill it up. Yeah, it's a lot of money. It lasts for a while, I'm pretty sure, though. It's not the fastest, but it's convenient, so what are you going to, you know, not going to complain. Okay, it's done. At least we've got some fuel now. Alright, so there was that. The fuel, what was the other thing I was going to look at? I've forgotten now. Well, we had another fertilizer. Do we just get that done now? Where did I park it? I left it out in the bloody... out there somewhere, didn't I? It's just out there somewhere. Okay, it has fertilizer. You beat the bus. You beat the bus. I didn't check what our yield bonus was before this. Maybe next time I turn it off we'll check out. Because I don't think it'll change until I finish fertilizing the field. Just curious to see what it says after the weed. Because I'm assuming all of the little steps add up. Because we were at 75. I don't know what I did then. Jesus, every time I play, I just show the incompetence of my reversing skill. Oh, it's terrible. So it's still at 75. Okay, so the yield bonus does not get impacted by weeds. That surprises me. I thought the weeds definitely got in the way of your growth. I mean, unless it has a negative impact, maybe I should have checked that. Maybe while there was weeds, we actually had it reduced below 75, and weeding it brought it back to 75. That is very possible. Because the weeds would be taking up space for the plants. Which I guess until the weeds grew, it wasn't doing. Maybe that's something we'll check on one of the other fields one day. When we plant something in another field. Because I'm pretty sure our grass is right now. We don't need to do anything else with it. It's got 2 fertilizer stages. I'm pretty sure the grass doesn't get weeds. Okay, one run over here somewhere. Probably this spot here. Okay, that looks pretty good. So what does this say the grass is? 82% yield bonus. Okay. Is that just because it's saying it needs lime? Maybe we do need to redo that one stage. Not now, but... Okay, we're at 97%. Why are we at 97? So even after doing the rolling, we're still at 97%. I don't know. I don't know how you get that extra 3%. What did I skip? I didn't skip anything. I mean, 3%. I guess we just live with that. The grass one, though, being down to 82%, that's a little bit annoying. It's mostly annoying because I didn't actually put that grass in. So it would have been nice if the previous farmer, which I guess was our grandfather, had have planted it. Where do I want to put this damn thing? I mean, I can just put it back where I had it. In the middle of nowhere. Well, it's next to a couple of lime things. Alright, I think we're going to call it there for this video. We'll come back in the next video and deliver some wood to the castle. I think I'm just going to deliver a lot of wood because we need some money too. And yeah, we're going to have to look at what we'll do about the castle bricks because the windmill already needs it. We're going to need it for the castle as well, but I didn't think we were going to be jumping into that right now, but I guess we are. So that's going to require money, hence why we should also sell wood to the castle. So let me know your thoughts, opinions in the comments. Hopefully you've enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe and all the usual stuff on YouTube. Thanks for watching, and I will catch you in the next one.